Oh, Aries, welcome to your reading for October 20th to the 31st. We're doing the rest of the month. This is for Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising. We're going to jump right in. And Aries, this is going to be possibly the most pivotal shift that you are about to experience. Pretty much, I'm not going to lie, like the entire year. That might be your favorite 11 days of the month. And that's a big statement coming from the fact that you just had Venus exile Jupiter. You just had the grand air trine. You had Mars, your ruling planet, accelerating your destiny with that nodal axis. And that's the thing. That was all like small fry compared to what you're about to experience. This is the grown-up pool. So I hope you're prepared, because from this moment forward, for the rest of the month, before we even get to all of this, and yes, there's a lot more on the back, all the blue asterisks, the best aspects of the next 2 weeks, by the way. Before we even dive in, you've got Pluto direct at 1 degree. You're already feeling this immense transformation. You're already feeling so amped up about your future and what you want. And you've been planning, you've been doing vision boards. You really, really are thinking about your future at this point. I mean, your 11th house is so lit up, and your social network, you've been very social, networking, all of that, right? A lot happening with just connecting with others. And then Jupiter's trine Saturn. That's the first time in over a decade. We've come out of all those Jupiter-Saturn squares, and now you've got this auspicious connection between the planet of luck and the planet of stability and wisdom, bringing everything that you want, like all this good fortune, into your long-term commitments and goals. This is huge. This is absolutely amazing. A lot of it's going to have to do with home, by the way. Yeah. A lot, home, family, the foundations of your life. And then remember, you also have the power couple, Venus and Mars, in their home signs, right? You share Mars with Scorpio. And so they're working overtime. They're in their happy places, bringing you everything that you want in love and money and intimacy and wealth and your deep passions. And then you've got the frat boys, Mars and Mercury. They were headbanging over in Scorpio, and they still are, and they will for the rest of the month. But remember, they conjuncted right here, right as we move into the week. That's kind of a big thing. They're in Scorpio. They're broing down in Scorpio. They're making sure that you take action to receive and achieve everything that you set your mind on. And that's your 8th house, Scorpio. That's really, really deep. That's intense. That's intimacy. That's wealth building, partnership building, your transformation. And you're definitely going to feel it because it's Mars and Mercury in Scorpio. So while all that is happening, Tuesday, October 21st, you have this landmark Venus ruled new moon in Libra, 28 degrees, happening around 9 a.m. my time, Eastern Standard Time. That's New York City time. Just convert that to wherever you live, because you want to plant seeds. This is one of the best new moons of the year. It's enchanting. It's divine. It's truly auspicious. You're going to see the beauty in all things. This is Venus in her domicile in a new moon. This is harmony. This is justice even, but this is relationships and partnerships and love and marriage, contracts. It can be platonic too. When I say partnerships, it can be anything. It can be business related, business partners, but it's ultra special because remember, the moon is forming that grand air trine. Yeah, with Uranus and Pluto. Okay, that's part of the prism portal I talked about last week, but that's a huge breakthrough that's happening for you in your 3rd and 11th. So what does that mean? You're networking. You're being very social. You're communicating. You're signing contracts for sure. And it could be unexpected. Remember, Uranus is all about the unexpected. And so there's a lot of surprising things that could happen around this time. You could get, that big salary that you want, that big contract that you want. I mean, this is really, really nice. Getting proposed to. Yeah, congratulations. This is going to be huge for you because at the same time, remember, Uranus is trine Pluto, right? Pluto is not only direct, but unbound. He's wild. There's an extremity when Pluto is unbound. You want your transformation. You're seeking it. You're willing it, okay? But what really turns up the notch here is that Mercury is conjuncting Mars. And because they are, and remember, they're pretty much traveling together for the rest of the month, they're forming a grand water trine with Jupiter in Cancer, Saturn in Pisces. And remember, Jupiter trine Saturn, there's a triangle. That's for the entire rest of the month. It's going to peak October 24th to the 29th. That's when you feel the strongest of it. And a lot of the aspects I'm going to point out are part of this grand water trine. So mark that in your calendar. That's going to be a big thing. But these are it's all the water signs, so it's emotionally moving. And Mars, your ruler, is in Scorpio. So your determination, your willpower, that deep, intense passion, your endorphins will be amplified. They're not just, opening doors for you. They're kicking them down. You're going to feel incredibly optimistic, okay? And remember, what did I say? You're going to feel it for the rest of the month? Well, that's the window of the new moon in Libra. You feel it for up to 2 weeks. Obviously, the closer to the new moon, you do want to plant those seeds. So how amazing is this? Send me a selfie of you doing a fist pump right now. This is going to be big, but please plant those seeds. Now, if you're a cross watcher, if you watch for your rising, your ascendant, or your moon, all the air signs, okay? Gemini, Libra, Aquarius will feel this the most. And that's also if you watch for your husband or whoever. Now, I do like this for the fire signs too. Okay. The new moon in Libra, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Now, if you know your natal chart, if you know your birth chart, if you have any planets 27 to 29 degrees in any of the air signs, you're really going to feel it. And secondarily, I would even say the fire signs too. Okay. That sextile is just really amazing. And then the grand water trine. Yes. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces are going to feel it the most. And I love that for the earth signs. If you have any planets 24 to 26 degrees in Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces in your natal chart, in your birth chart, you're going to feel that the most. But all the modalities are activated. They're everyone. It doesn't matter what sign you're all going to feel these. Now, here's the catch. And yeah, there is a catch. It's my job to give you the catches. Mercury will be going retrograde in November. Therefore, Mercury will go into shadow this day. Okay? Remember, Mercury has a pre-post shadow period. He's dipping his toes in that retrograde. He's like, oh, what's that? I want to look at my reflection. Anyway, here's the thing. Just keep that in mind because Mercury's going, it's Scorpio energy. Yeah. So there may be something there where, yeah, just keep that in mind. It's really more about, you're probably going to be like things from the past circumstances. And people for y'all and lovers, by the way, or maybe even investors may start popping up in your, inbox. Anyway, you're going to feel a lot of momentum. And then Wednesday, the 22nd, and you see, by the way, day after day after day after day. Wow. Buckle up, get strapped in. So Wednesday, October 22nd, you got Neptune moving out of your sign into Pisces again until my birthday, January 28th, 2026. This is going to be the final time we have Neptune in Pisces in our lifetime. Yeah. It is kind of bittersweet because Neptune rules Pisces. We've had it here since 2011. It really formed and shaped your spirituality. I mean, that's what that Pisces energy is. So it was Neptune. It's that creativity, compassion, intuition, heightened intuition. So you were really feeling this, okay? Remember, she's back with Saturn, all right? Pisces rules her 12th, which is intuition, it's spirituality, it's rest and retreat, but it's also like very intuitive energy. It's very spiritual. It's a lot of healing energy too. So think about what happened for you since March 2023 until now, right? Before Neptune and Saturn moved into your sign over the summer. So this is, it's got to feel nostalgic, a little bit of deja vu for you. And there's a little bit of unfinished emotional work that you will be working on. That's why they're here, especially with your ideals, right? It's Pisces energy. But Saturn and Neptune, remember, this is their check-in. What were the life lessons that you learned in a spiritual sense as well? Since March 2023, they're doing the final check-in. That's it. Okay. Remember, they're helping turn your dreams into reality. That's what they do. And Neptune officially joins the grand water trine. He goes in and out, in and out. Yeah. Now, same day, right around midnight, we move into Scorpio season, Thursday the 23rd. Hello, welcome to Scorpio season, the sun in Scorpio. Remember, we have Mars and Mercury in Scorpio. We have a stellium. A stellium is when you have 3 or more planets in a sign. This is for the rest of the month. That's 3 times the intensity, that deep intensity and passion that you're going to feel. Even that detective energy. Oh, you're gonna be chat GPTing everything. You're gonna want to know everything. This is Scorpio energy for you. That's your 8th house. Really, really amplified, especially toward your future and building partnerships and wealth, your legacy. How do you want to transform? What are the things that you went through so much recently over the summer? You didn't know how to handle that energy. It was like Saturn and Neptune. You've never experienced Neptune in your sign ever. It's been 164 years, and so now you're all business. Okay, you're going to be focusing on the biggest transformation of your life for the next 4 weeks. All right, this is going to be huge. It's Scorpio energy. You're going to have a lot of moments pulling people to the side saying, we need to talk. That is Scorpio energy. It can be deeply emotional. What's going to amplify this for you, Aries, this day? Well, I didn't tell you in your monthly forecast. Sure, we have a stellium here, the sun, Mars, and Mercury, but we also have the moon. If you are a subscriber, you know I talk about the moon in Scorpio every month. That happens once a month. It has intensity, okay? All on its own. It's the moon in Scorpio. So your intuition off the charts. You're going to be like Bashar. You're going to like, it's big. But we have a triple conjunction now with your ruler Mars, Mercury, and the moon. Meaning the moon has also joined the grand water trine. Just temporarily. Yeah, temporarily. Either way, you're going to feel this. All right. This is the moon. This is your emotions, its feelings, nurturing energy, but it's also intuition. It's the subconscious. You already have Saturn, Neptune in your 12th house of the subconscious. So there's going to be a lot of things coming up from the past for you. And this is also your mind. It's Mercury. It's heart. It's your desires. It's passion. All of that. Remember what I said 2 weeks ago. What are you willing to endure for what you desire? That's what's happening here. All right. Again, your big focus will be intimacy, romance, relationships, partnerships. It can be business partners, like I said, as well as wealth, your legacy. That is what you're hyper focused on. And Mars, as part of this triple conjunction, is the strongest force. He's leading this brigade. He's in Scorpio. We've talked about this. Yeah, just look at any of the readings since October. Watch any of them. Anyway, he is the god warrior, and you know that. He's your ruler. And he's in a very emotionally intense and passionate sign. And so is Mercury. So this can be a little gung-ho with the moon. It can be a little shooting from the lips. It can be a little dramatic. It's your 8th house. It can feel really deep. There can be some waterworks, all right? It's emotionally energetic and also emotionally assertive. And so when I say waterworks, it can be in a good way. It can be like, oh, wow, we had this amazing conversation. And, it felt like the last scene in Dead Poet Society, like I feel so inspired or moved. Or it can be like, we need to talk. All right. So mind, heart, desires, all of that. Remember, you're on a karmic journey and it is a strong triple conjunction. You probably don't want to, pull your husband to the side and call him basic. There's going to be words. Remember, the Scorpio energy, truths coming to the surface. Okay. And then you've got Uranus in your 3rd house. The planet of surprises and the unexpected, in your 3rd house of saying things. 3rd house is communication, just let you know, because Jupiter's squaring Chiron in your sign that same day. There's going to be some sensitivities. There's going to be a lot of healing. Yeah, we've talked about this. You've been feeling this build up all month. Remember, you have Aries, Mars' sister, the goddess warrior, sitting on top of Chiron. Like, remember, they perfected last week. It's been 50 some years. It's been a long time. Anyway, that's in your sign. So what does that mean? There's got to be some ripping off the Band-Aids. All right. There is this great opportunity to heal. It's confidence in healing, but you've got a lot happening that's going really, really, really deep. Yeah. With Saturn, Neptune, even the North Node in your 12th. You've got a stellium in your 8th, which is deep transformation. And now you have this. Okay. So Jupiter's exalted in Cancer, though, so this is really good for you. There's so many undercurrents happening at this time, but there is something here to be said about you and the way that you see things, how you perceive yourself, the changes that you want to make, internal changes. Chiron's the wounded healer, so anything that's been blocking you, right? You're removing those. Yeah, especially psychologically, emotionally, everything. You've got everything here. Okay? And especially with home and family. All right, now, you see on that Friday, October 24th, the sun is going to square Pluto. So, these are like, the grand water trine, the new moon in Libra. This is like a train. It's like a speed train. And these aspects, this one, it's like a little, U-turn on something. And then you got to get back on course. Okay, so let me just remind you. Scorpio is the scorpion. It has a stinger. I talked about this. His stings linger. Yeah? Especially with an aspect like this. And then it's the sun in Scorpio squaring Pluto in Aquarius. Pluto is Scorpio's ruler. And these are two fixed signs. So twice the intensity. It's no one's budging. Okay? West Side story here. So there is a bit of a plot twist. You will feel this days before, days after as well. So there's something here where others are involved, okay? Like groups you belong to. It looks like you might have a tiff, if anything, okay? Around money, sex, intimacy, and money. and it can be with a friend or a group. Okay? Or just something that has to do with your future dreams. All right? Maybe a lover here. Possibly a lover here. So, be mindful. This is this is possibly the most challenging aspect of the month. So it is power struggles, it's egos, it's come at me bro energy, it's control, it's resentment, it's holding onto grudges. We've talked about that. Yeah? Obsessed with things. I can't let this go. I can't let this go. Did you take the, did you take the pen? Where's the pen? Where's the pen? We're breaking up. You took the pen? It's like that, okay? So just secrets are going to be divulged around this time. You might hear something. It might be you. There may be some bears being poked this day, especially because the Scorpio energy. Remember, truth coming to the surface. Pluto does the same thing. Pluto excavates. Pluto digs. He's in your 11th house. There's something here. Again, maybe with a friendship too. So if you think bananas are overrated and you're standing in your friend's banana store and she hears you, there's going to be some words exchanged. Just be very mindful. This can be burnout energy, expending energy into something that's just not worth your time. You got bigger fish to fry. And please don't forget, Uranus trine Pluto, they're so close. We have not had this kind of connection between them in over a century. And they're all about breakthrough, but they can also be chaos. So keep that in mind. This is your big breakthrough. You're expanding your consciousness. You're feeling empowered on your path to enlightenment. Uranus is the sky god. I've talked about this. Pluto, underworld. He's a ruler of the underworld. As above, so below. Make it yours. Own this, especially with Pluto. Pluto is the planet that asks, are you going to fear me or are you going to own me? All right. So if there's anything here, it could be a little bit of sensitivity that you might feel like self-conscious about something that someone might say about your future goals and dreams. No. All right. No. That's that healing part. You're like, no, actually, back off or whatever y'all say, Aries. I know you got stronger things to say. You're Aries, but the higher expression here would be just feeling driven to succeed. Unrelentless. Yeah. Like Truman in the Truman Show. We have the power to choose the higher frequency. This would be a great day to compliment someone. Okay. Go, leave a tip in a tip jar. Just do things. It's a day of gratitude. Remember, you're in a karmic journey. You create your reality. Never let anyone take away your power. But most importantly, Don't let anyone pull you into their low energy frequency. This is one of those days. What do I always say? If you find that happening, pull them out of theirs. Okay? That's karma. That's the greater good. Okay? Choose to be radiant. This is a time to build bridges, not burn them, all right? Now, fixed signs, Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, Aquarius, will feel this the most. Any of y'all, you got any planets 0 to 2 degrees in your chart? In any of those signs, yeah, stay frosty, be cool, because look at what's happening. There's so many amazing things. This grand water trine, it's so emotional. You're gonna feel this. You're gonna feel alive. You're gonna feel something stir in your soul. It's gonna feel really good. And there is possibly a decision that you're gonna make. There's some justice you're seeking. The moon will conjunct Juno this day, by the way. So there you go. Juno, Jupiter's wife, all about the truth and justice, balance, inequality in relationships, partnerships, contracts, etc. Your connections, all right, for your freedom. Now, Mercury in Scorpio will trine Jupiter in Cancer. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. It looks like a lot of y'all, there really is something here with home and family, generations of family. You may be thinking about that. Where are you going to pass down? What are you waiting to be passed down? Things like that, right? But it's Jupiter. There's something here with you getting this surge of luck and abundance. Real estate matters. You're looking to buy a home, looking to, move or sell a place, or even realtors could be involved here. But whatever it is, this is amazing. It doesn't have to do with home too. It can be with wealth. It can be with your investments. Remember, you've got Mercury in Scorpio, right? Or even relationships. There's something here, Jupiter's blessing. And especially if it's something that you put in motion. So don't let this Sun square Pluto steal this from you. Take this from you. Remember, you're the author of your own story. And this is an exciting aspect. So whatever you receive, you're definitely not going to get a slow clap. This is bigger than that, because Jupiter's blessing something here, and you see he's passing it along to Saturn, who's bringing that that longevity to it. Foundations being set up. You're building something huge. You see that happening on Saturday, October 25th, Mercury trining Saturn. Yeah. So it's a package deal that you're going to feel over the weekend. This day, by the way, circle this day in your calendar, big red circle, and write best day sign contract. This is it. Okay. Now, and there may be something with career. You're about to move into something with career. I've been talking. Let me tell you. Monday. Oh, yeah. Yeah. And by the way, thank you so much for everyone who has joined so far. GreatAwakener.com. And speaking of secrets and revelations, which for the next 2 weeks is a big thing, right? Secrets revealed, and announcements. I got something to announce, but let's keep going. You got Monday. Look at this. October 27th, Mars trine Jupiter. How about that? This is one of my favorite all-time aspects. It only happens once a year. You get this once a year, this gift from the universe. This is one of the best days of 2025. All caps. We're talking all caps here. This is hashtag gains, profit, abundance. This is your ruler, Mars. This is going to be big, because what's happening here is Mars. Remember, this is your deep, intense passions and your determinations, the actions that you take. Mars in his domicile with Jupiter exalted. So Jupiter's joy. This is courage, action, meeting, opportunity, and expansion, and luck and wisdom, optimism. Fortune favors the bold. And remember, you have Jupiter in Cancer in your 4th, natively ruling your 12th, by the way, as well as your 9th. Very spiritual for you. And then you have Mars and Scorpio in your 8th. So at the core of this is immense transformation in an exciting, optimistic, positive way. But also home and family, also wealth building, inheritance, investments, royalties, joining bank accounts, loans, taxes, all that. But also intimacy. There's something big here. And again, that can be with business. There could be an investor involved, or like a financial planner or something here. But this is going to bring you a lot of joy, especially with projects that you launch. I mean, this is this is great, but there is this level of intimacy that you're going to feel, as well as abundance, something that's just making you feel wiser at the same time. And remember, this is all still happening since the new moon. Remember, we're at that peak. We're at that peak period. And the prison portal is still in place. And if you don't know what the prison portal is, I'll leave that video at the end of this video. It's what you, Aries, can expect for the next 2 years with this rare grand trine that's happening right now that you're experiencing, okay? And what that's doing also, by the way, and especially at a time like this week, it is making you, it's allowing you to heal. It's making you face any fears. Remember, fear is fiction. So it's really unrooting things from the subconscious. Now, what I was saying earlier, the moon will be in Capricorn, 26 degrees. Therefore, it's going to be forming this mini grand trine with Mars in Scorpio and Saturn in Pisces. Remember, Mars is trine Saturn. Why is this significant? Because Saturn is Capricorn's ruler and Mars is exalted in Capricorn. We'll talk about it in the second spread, but Capricorn rules their 10th house of career and fame. Yeah, it's no nonsense, moon in Capricorn. And this is a big deal because the moon is going to be applying some pressure to Chiron and Aries in your sign. Anyway, we'll talk about it in the second spread because Wednesday, you see how loaded it is. You've got Mars trine Saturn. Once again, you feel this. Remember, you've already been feeling this. You're going to be feeling this, the week after. Jupiter is blessing whatever, Mercury passed along here, your life blueprint, passing it to Saturn to bring that long-term structure. As long as you're disciplined, right? That's Saturn, right? But you've got the two malefic planets, Mars and Saturn, working together, playing nicely. They're building something of lasting value here for you. This is going to be big. Remember, Mars and Scorpio, your 8th house, they're transforming. 8th house is death and rebirth. You've got something new is happening. And it has to do with your legacy and your future. There's long-lasting wealth. Now, you see Mercury will trine Neptune in Pisces, 29 degrees. Love this. This is like poetry in motion, is deeply, compassionate. You could have it's very spiritual, but also very creative, artistic. You could have some really, this burst of creative ideas, have very inspiring conversations at this time. It's like your dream weaver. No? And so it is a parting gift before Mercury does move into Sagittarius, which we'll talk about next week for your November forecast. That's going to be a whole other thing, breakthrough ideas you'll have. But Mercury will be opposite Uranus, as you see, as soon as he moves into Sagittarius. So there is something here where for you, it's just, there's going to be something with travel. There may be something with travel or travel plans, thinking about them, maybe making adjustments. Mercury is in the shadow. And then for you, there may be something here with education or higher learning. But the core of this is just emotionally charged truths. Maybe you may be a little outspoken. All right. Just remember, Uranus in Gemini. Gemini rules the 3rd house, okay, of communication. And you have Mercury, the planet of communication, opposing Uranus there. Mercury is looking at Uranus saying, hey, you're in my house. Get the. All right. So there may be some words exchanged. Now you have the moon in Aquarius, 1st quarter moon. Wow. This is big. One of the reasons this is big, there's 20 reasons, and we'll talk about in the second spread. But I'm just going to tell you now, mark this day in your calendar, October 29th. The interstellar object, was it 3-eye Atlas? The not comet. This is the day that it is the closest to the sun. What is the sun? It's light. So this is the day we get to see what it actually is. But it is also energy. And I've talked about this. Everything in our solar system, all the planets, all the asteroids, all the, planetoids, fixed stars, they all have archetypes. They all have meaning for thousands of years. They have impact on us. That's what astrology is. And so this interstellar object is energy. And the moon's going to be in Aquarius. Yeah? The moon illuminates. Aquarius is humanity. So this is a big day because Uranus is also retrograde, moving back into Taurus, and we'll move back into Taurus next week. Okay? That's going to be big for you, especially when it comes to money, right? we'll talk about that next week. But here's the thing. That means Uranus is going to pass through the Pleiades again and conjunct Alcyon. That's big. So the brightest star in the, anyway, it's a big day. Just mark it in your calendar, because when you've got the moon conjunct Pluto this day, that can be powerful. It can be really powerful. There may be something here with a friendship with y'all that may be a little emotionally manipulative. Now, you also have Mercury in Sagittarius, sextile Pluto in Aquarius. Amazing. This is going to be amazing. All right. There's something here where it does feel like something's opening your mind to this possibility, maybe even a new possibility, something about your future, but it is power. This is power in words, power in ideas, but also power in, building something for your future. It's amazing. All right. So have important conversations, especially with like VIPs, etc. Really great. And lastly, my big secret project that I've been working on for months. I'm debuting it this weekend, October 18th to the 20th. So definitely check out the site, greatawakener.com, or even here. I'll do a live stream. I'm going to do a couple. But it is that, like, it's Chat GPT for astrology. Like, you can do your natal chart on it. Like, it's insane. Anyway, let's see what's going on for you, Aries, for the last 2 weeks. I mean, this is huge. Last 2 weeks of October, Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Aries. I think that was the longest. Is that weird? Aries, y'all crack me up. Stop. I do a traditional culture cross spread, offers the best overview. If we need to pull clarifiers, you know that we will. Secondly, Aries, y'all really got some big things happening. Just wait till we get to the new moon in Scorpio next week or next month. Yeah. A lot of you are changing jobs. You know that? Just wait till the first week of November. Second week. Anyway. Holy. You're going to get a. Remember, sound is healing. Do you even hear that? Sound is vibration. You know that. I've told you that. It's energy, frequency. Oh my, like, what? You're good. Like, you don't even need to again, making this very easy for me. You got the star. There you go. What did I say? You're going to be hyper focused on your future hopes, your wishes, your long-term goals, dreams. Why? Because, hey, the star is attributed to Aquarius. Where's Pluto? In Aquarius. Why is that a big deal? Pluto's very strong and active and awake and unbound and direct and trine Uranus as part of the prison portal, as part of your breakthrough that you're about to have. And a lot of that's up here, expanding your consciousness. But you know what you want. You got the stars aligning for you here. A lot of creative expression. A lot of just like, did you see your last week's reading? That's a big deal. When you get it twice, right? And then you see like where it was last week. Look at that progression. So you're in the middle of it. Like I said, you're already going through it. You're feeling it. You're hyper-focused. Everything's happening for you. Also, I said healing's a big thing for you. What comes after the tower is the star. So there could be some healing, a lot of healing, building that inner wisdom, a lot of great knowledge. Yeah, that... Wow. Everything is just growing in the way that you want. You have the Queen of Swords and the heart of your spread. You are going to be like this is, you're not messing around. You're not messing around. Okay. It's 0 F's from anyone. You're like, I got things to do. I got to build my legacy. And that's the Queen of Swords. She's the Queen of Swords. She leads with her head, not her heart. You don't see any water in this card, right? She's left her emotions at the door. She's very, very similar to the Justice card, right? You don't want your emotions to cloud your judgment. You are being very strategic. You have big ideas, You're also just gunning for it, okay? Planning, strategizing. And again, there's a sense of like mediating is something as well. It feels like it's necessary for you, but there's a lot of power and authority with the Queen of Swords. But you even see, I'm going to show you something here. You see her hand extended. So even though she's, left emotions at the door, she's still saying, come to me, speak to me, let's talk, okay? She wants the truth. That's all she wants. You want the truth and nothing but the truth. You see that sword pointed straight to the sky? That's, remember, spiritual time for you. That's connected to the cosmos, this sort of truth, okay? This is also being honest with yourself. You've got nothing to hide. Coming after that, yeah, you're good. Now, you do have the Eight of Pentacles in your challenge area. Two things here. One, really great time to stay focused on what you want, moving toward your legacy. Like I said, the legacy would be like, I think that's like going to be your title this week. He's working toward his legacy, right? He's not distracted. He's driven. He's determined. He's diligent. He's doing it. Okay. So all the D words, all right? But he's in your challenge area. So this can be a little bit of like, maybe being a little bit distracted, maybe even feeling like, do I want to, this is taking too much. No, stay driven, stay focused. You're going to be fine. Okay. There is a little bit of, it does feel like, again, even with the Sun square Pluto, like exerting a lot of energy into something, right? But this would be the opposite. Is like, kind of like abandoning something. So know what you want. You're going to be fine. You're going to be good. Now, the second thing is like, yeah, it does seem like there is someone that, if it's not you, it is definitely someone, maybe a Virgo moon or rising. This card is attributed to Sun and Virgo. Maybe someone who is also a little bit like not 100% in it to win it with you about something. Okay. So it's just having that conversation. Yeah. The sun in your crown. You got the star in the sun, and yeah, you're good. That's optimism. That's joy. That's you all about achieving things. But listen, when you've got a stellium of planets in your 8th house that represents death and rebirth, you can't have that rebirth part until you have that death part. It seems like you've come out of it with the star, okay? And so there is something here where you're growing. That's what the sun does, right? There's 8 billion people on this planet. We're all alive because of the sun. This, by the way, you even see, it's card 19. So that's a 10. 1. There is a sense of rebirth here that you're seeking. Queen of Cups really helps balance out that Queen of Swords, okay? She leads with her heart. So you've got this great heart-mind coherence in terms of intimacy. Queens are more intimate than kings. And I said, that's a big thing for you, that intimacy, okay? And it doesn't have to be love. It can be family. It can be your business, whatever it is. There's something here that you're deeply passionate about. And this is bringing that emotional stability as the grand water trine is doing as you move through this week. And look at what you got. You got the Ace of Wands. There's something coming through. It's, you know it, right? The Wands, your biggest, deepest passions. And Wands are the element of fire anyway. So there's something here that you want, that you're getting. It's a hand of spirit offering you the biggest wand in the deck, which can be, like I said, career, new job, new profession, new you starting your own business, anything like that. But Wands are also just your ambitions. There's something that you really are set out to achieve. It's coming through. Okay. During the time of the new moon in Libra, it could be a big partnership. It could be a big contract. There could be something here big. And again, it doesn't have to be work related. If you're not here for work, which ones are highly associated with, like career, work, profession. Ruby, what is it? I think, oh gosh. Then there you go. It can be just a deep passion of yours. I'm going to have to, once again, let me just pick her up. Ruby, come here, baby. You wanted to sit? What? Okay. Okay, I'm trying to do this without having to stop and edit, and I gotta look at the time. I gotta take her to the vet. Anyway, let's look at your stuff. Aries, if you like this reading, it would be great if you like, subscribe, leave comments. Tell me what's going on. You have an amazing next 2 weeks. And you know, love y'all. And so does Ruby. Oh, my baby. Okay, so yeah, you're good. Don't even like. You. Okay, so how significant are the last 2 weeks of October going to be for you? Well, I told you, really, like your life is going to change. You're going to be seeing the biggest shift this year. Okay, even bigger than that new moon in your sun, the eclipse in your sun. Look at what's happening in the last 2 weeks of October for you. Okay, and even what you got? What 2 pip cards? Look at that. You got all major arcana court cards. Oh, significant. You got judgment. There you go. I told you, you got big spiritual energy, spiritual awakening. There it is. Have it. You're going to have it. There's something where it's, again, not only are you going to be deeply emotionally moved, you're going to be spiritually moved. There's something profound happening in your life. You've got to see it. Okay? You've got to see it. And it looks like you will. All right. But that's going to activate a lot within you. You can see that, you know, judgment. You have Archangel Gabriel blowing the trumpet. That's here. Like, it's like a wake up call. All right. So there's something where you're just going to have a big transformative experience. And it's going to be very spiritual. And when I say spiritual, it could even just be just this seeking this meaningful, like, I want to bring this more meaning in my life. I got to find something that's meaningful for me as I move forward in my journey. Okay. And I'm not saying that you don't. I'm just saying there's going to be something big, eye-opening, especially when Mercury does move into Sagittarius too, by the way. So it extends into November. Knight of Swords. There you go. Whoosh, right? This is bold. This is being courageous. He's going into the storm. He's fearless. Okay. By the way, fear is fiction. He knows that. He's getting what he wants. All right. And a lot of this is up here, even with that Queen of Swords. You know, the knights work for the queens. And so there is something here that is bringing truth to the surface. The other thing, though, is that, yeah, he can be a little impulsive. He can be a little like, yeah, very Uhtred, son of Uhtred, right? So there may be someone in your life that could be really inspiring you. And there could be someone like on your journey who's, you know, brilliant, coming up with all the big plans. And, you know, he's got all the strategies like written out. He's got it all up here. There's likely some decisions that are definitely going to be made around this time. But the fact that he is really, really impulsive, just keep that in mind, okay? Up here, it's like, yes, you want to be taking risks. You want to be breaking out of your routines. But with the Sun square Pluto and Jupiter square, you know, Chiron and Aries in your sign, just be mindful of that, all right? Just not being too, you know, saying things that you're like, ah. Anyway, you know what I'm saying. You got strength too. Amazing strength. I mean, come on, you got it. You want it. You've got it. It's all about that inner courage. Yeah, there's this symbiosis. Okay, the woman here with a lion. You know, we say she's taming the lion, but no, she's also channeling that energy, the wild, deep passions of that. You know, of your wild side, channeling that energy, but in this way that brings you wisdom, in this comforting way, okay? Like taking from a well, like what you know is enough, and it builds that strength within you. You have the 6 of Cups and your final outcome. There you go. Everything that's like, hey, everything is good. I can let down my hair. That's a lot of protection, comfort, security. That's kindness. That's sharing. That card is actually attributed to Sun in Scorpio. We're moving into Scorpio season. So through your transformation with other people involved, and by the way, you've got Jupiter square Chiron and Aries. You've got Neptune moving back into Pisces. You have Mercury in shadow. Yeah, this card is highly associated with
with the past times, but in a nostalgic way, as in like self-improvement. Like nostalgia has been proven to, improve wellness and well-being and, mental health and all of that. This is harmony. This is harmonizing. This is knowing that you've got all this comfort around you. You feel comfortable. This is tapping into your inner child. You deserve all this. You're good. You're good. AF. Okay. So Aries, thanks so much. Next week, yeah, we're doing November, and then yes, the second spread. Tier 3 members, really good and legendary members. You know where to find the link. We will do a spread just on the new moon. I want to isolate that. It's big, okay? So for you, Aries, again, there's something here with love and marriage, partnerships, relationships, even contracts, business partners, whatever you want, right? You've got it. You've got it. I mean, this is signing something. You're good. There's something coming through. Anyway, Aries, is that it? Oh, if you like this reading, it'd be great if you like, subscribe, leave comments. Say hi to Ruby. Ruby, you want to say hi to Aries? Kat, are you watching? Kat, look, it's Ruby saying hi to you. And tell Mick. Anyway, y'all, okay, we're going to go now. All right, I'm going to talk to y'all later. Thanks so much, Aries. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.